Hey team, I just wanted to talk about a few things before we wrap up. So here you can add different content to your whiteboard. You could make that a chalkboard. It's totally up to you. If you don't use videos with your students, then you don't need to use videos with your students. We can also add a link to an image. So you could also teach your students, for example, um, Google Classroom. If your students are always going to Google Classroom, you might want to always include a link to Google Classroom in your, oh, this is a bad image because the background isn't transparent, but we'll use it for now. When we see this border around a picture, you'll see that this link option is available. And when you go to your Google Classroom, you can grab the link, and then as long as your students are signed in with their ID, then they should be able to get right to their Google Classroom from there. But again, we want to teach our students to know what to click on and what not to click on. Okay. I'm going to leave this presentation and go back to where we were building our background. So you can see we can move things around again. So here we have a chair and a person. If you want the person behind the chair, what you can do is go to order and send to back. So now the person is behind the chair. If you want to reverse that, you can go order and then send to front. If you're trying to get something in between two things, when you go to order, you can choose to send backwards or bring forwards instead of all the way to the front or all the way to the back. So let's send this back to the back here. What else do we want to talk about? If you look at these examples here, I just chose a few different options that work for me so that when I, on my weekly tasks email, talk about what I need them to do, I'm pointing there. When I'm talking about what our reading is for the week, I'm reading. And then Wicked and I are just waiting to talk to them on our Teams meetings. So I think some important things are to make your classroom look the way that your environment with your students might look. Give it some personality so that your students feel a little bit more of a connection to the classroom, to you, and to what you're experiencing right now. I think a cool exercise for students also would be to try to create their own Bitmoji learning experience. There are avatars available for children under 12, or they can use something like Storyboard that to create their own learning environment. I hope this all helped. I'm sure I forgot many things. Let me know if you have any questions.